Hello. Some months ago, I wrote a petition for change in which I spoke about this medical student in Venezuela that we have found out by complete chance on Facebook that he was publishing pictures of women in labor, in which he talked about women as if they were a sexual object. He made analogies of women being like cars and how grateful they should be to him because he had actually managed to make stitches that left them in their genitalia as if they were kilometer zero. This was quite shocking to a lot of people. A lot of women contacted me in complete disbelief that this could happen, particularly a lot of men. And this was published in several media and so on. 5 minutes ago, somebody contacted me from Hungary, speaking about a similar case in Hungary. Now, the situation with this is that when I created the Roses Revolution movement, a global movement against obstetric violence, I did so because it started in a similar manner, and it started by discovering that the Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists in Spain was publishing a cartoon in which they laughed openly about women's conditions, about women's labors, about their decision making. And these were the doctors, that they were the providers of health, the ones that we pay with our taxes, that they were supposed to be serving us in labor. This to me was an awakening moment, and to really understand to what point the world is completely blind to the violence against women, and especially a very special kind of it, which is the obstetric violence in hospitals. It is a very serious matter. There are women around the world suffering all kinds of abuse, humiliation, mistreatment, neglect. And the issue is not that it happens in major numbers, because it's not in major numbers, but it's enough to be thinking, what on earth is going on? And no, the worrying question is why this doesn't reach the papers, why this is still not known, why this is still something that it needs to be debated, and professionals are wondering if it is the right term to use and so on. When I listen to women, when they write to me, they speak of violence, they speak of abuse. The feelings that they have, the stories that they tell me are exactly like any other stories you have heard of kidnap, rape, torture, and anything of the kind. And all that changes in those stories is the fact that they're talking about childbirth. And if you put the word childbirth there, somehow the rest of the world thinks that therefore is okay. If you put the word woman in there, therefore the rest of the world thinks that's okay. And this is what makes obstetric violence a gender issue. And this is what makes obstetric violence a very serious problem. Therefore, I would like to invite you passionately to take part in the Roses Revolution, which happens every 25th of November every year. It's a movement for women, by women, but also that it should be supported by, of course, by everybody, and especially by professionals. And I'm calling the professionals because I think that somehow we have this understanding that when we talk about obstetric violence, we are offending professionals, that they do their job. No, of course not. We're not talking about you. We're talking to support the kind of job that you do. If you do your job well and you are an obstetrician that understands what he's supposed to do, if you are a midwife that, of course, supports women in their choices, we're not talking about you. We are with you. We want to promote the work that you do, and we want to support you to make it better, and we want to support it so that everybody is doing that kind of work. And I think the profession should be the first ones highlighting this problem. This is a problem that affects us all, and it's absolutely terrible and unavoidable in the 2015. We must speak out, we must break the silence, and women shouldn't suffer just because they're women. That's simply and purely wrong. Women shouldn't suffer at the abuse of others simply because they're giving birth. That's completely unacceptable. So therefore, please take your roses and come and join us. We'll be silenced no more. Thank you.